Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Jason Andrews, aka the All-American Driver. First off, I want to thank everybody for all their likes and comments on the last track day video. There was actually a lot of good advice down there in the comment section, so shout out to all you guys. You guys are all heroes. Now, today's video. I am not really a person that likes to swap my cars all the time. To be honest, like buying and selling cars constantly is not like the best financial thing that you could do. Now, I know that this is YouTube and you want to keep things like fresh and interesting a little bit, you know. I'm very happy with these cars. Andrea is very happy with the Jeep Rubicon, the diesel. The one car that I'm not very happy with, and it kind of breaks my heart a little bit because it's like perfect, is the Golf R. And today we are actually selling it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for a 4-cylinder turbo car, this exhaust actually stock sounds really good, but you know, it doesn't sound as good as the Alfa Romeo 4C with that titanium exhaust on it, but sounds pretty good for a stock car. Now, I wasn't lying when I said it kind of breaks my heart a little bit that I'm getting rid of this car, because ultimately this car really is the best do everything car that I can think of. You know, like if you wanted to step up from the Golf R, you know, what are you looking at getting? You know, an RS6 Avant, maybe? The CTSV wagon or something, you know, something that's hatchback, that's, you know, a manual transmission, can do track days, is pretty cool, will hold its value. I mean, it doesn't get a lot better than the Golf R, but for whatever reason, I'm just really not resonating with this car. I really don't drive this car in race mode too often. You know, this car has the adjustable suspension, the DCC, I think is what they call it, and it really does stiffen up the car. And it kind of opens up the exhaust a little bit. I think it might pipe in a little bit of ambient exhaust noise too. But the car sounds really good, and it's like pretty quick for a 4-cylinder turbo do everything car. Yeah, I mean, this car is really, really good at everything. Just a quick stop at Navy Federal to get the paperwork for the new ride. All right, we've got what we needed. Now it's time to get on the road. Now, unfortunately, where we're going is about 5 hours from here. This will actually be the longest I've driven the Golf R, but it'll be fine. Like, the car's perfect, but 5 hours is kind of a bit of a drive for me. 310 miles to get there. That number is going to come into play later on. Remember that, 310. I will say the Golf R does look pretty sporty for a little family do everything car. In this segment, you know, against the Focus RS and the Toyota Corolla GR, I do think that this looks the best. You know, and if I was gonna nitpick anything about this car, we've got this really cool, nice door that says 4Motion, you know, talking about the all-wheel drive system. You open this up, this is the only place that you can plug a phone into, but with the cable here, you can't close it. So I'm left with this mess when I want to hook up my phone. I wish there was a little slot or a groove, or maybe a different USB that's not inside this door. You know, don't ask me why, but also this doesn't open. It slides, but it doesn't open. So there's no storage right here, which is weird. It's just weird. Another thing I don't really love about this car is the transmission. Now, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's probably better than most other cars. The problem is I am used to arguably two of the best manual transmissions ever made, right? And that's the S2000 and the GT350R. And compared to those two cars, this transmission is actually pretty notchy, almost to the point where I feel like sometimes I should like let it warm up before I shift around, which I know that's just how it feels. I just don't really like it. And again, it's good and it's healthy and it's fine. I just don't like it that much. Probably one of the last things that I don't really love about this car is the mirror. When I go into reverse, this mirror doesn't go down. And while I am a professional driver, the previous owner was not. And actually there is a little bit of curb rash on the car, and I just have to assume it's because of that mirror. Now, the way that the car is designed, it's sporty, it's sleek, it's not that big. It's almost impossible to look up and see, you know, kind of the bottom of your car. So you'd really have to adjust it like every time if you wanted any hopes of seeing like kind of where that rear tire sits. And it is a little bit annoying. Now, honestly, all of these things are really dumb and nitpicky, all right? This car is incredible. And when I listed this for sale on Facebook Marketplace, in the description, I said, if I could only keep one car, this would be it. The thing is, I'm in a point in my life where I don't only need to have one car. In fact, I would argue that this Golf R is for sure a performance enthusiast car. And the thing is, I already have two extremely performance enthusiast oriented cars, and having a third one honestly doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Jason, you got this car because the Navy is sending you to Italy and you wanted one car that could do everything. And to that, I would say you're right. But then I got to thinking, who says I can only take one car to Italy? So let's just pretend I took one of the sports cars to Italy. What would I take? Would I take the S2000 or would I take the Alfa Romeo 4C? And honestly, there are pros and cons to both of them. The Alfa Romeo, for example, is built in Italy, so that's a pro. It'd be cool taking the car back to Italy. GMS is out there, you know, so I could probably get some custom work done, you know, meet up with some local track guys. The car's already set up. It's perfect, you know. But then the S2000, there's something pretty tempting about driving place like crazy roads like the Amalfi Coast with the top down, some of the crazy roads in Romania with the top down. You know, that car might be a little bit more reliable, being the manual transmission. Maybe it's funner. To be honest, I'm not sure yet. So if I already plan on taking one of the sports cars out there, you know, maybe I can get something a little bit more, I don't want to say practical, but maybe a little bit more utilitarian, a little more, it does other things, you know, because we're going to be taking the Jeep out there, so I don't need an SUV, you know, something that does different stuff than everything we've already got in the garage. And that's kind of what I've landed on. All right, so quick update. About 200 miles later and 1,000 bugs on my windshield, we are doing just great. I will say the Golf R, really nice place to be. Very comfortable. The seats are great. My body still feels good. Apple CarPlay works good. And you know, I'm looking at the little fuel timer here. This trip, we're averaging about 29 miles to the gallon. And that's because, yes, this car is all-wheel drive, but the rear diff is like electronically activated. So I'm pretty sure we're just driving around in front-wheel drive to save range and everything. And I mean, 29 miles a gallon in an over 300 horsepower car, yeah, pretty good. Very happy. This car really is good. You know, this car's got 86,000 miles on it now. I've done a little over 2,000 miles, it looks like, since I've owned it, not too long. And the interior is just incredible. Like there's no squeaks, there's no rattles, there's no air stuff. These VW, the Volkswagen, they really know how to make a good car. And to be honest, like when we talk about like going to the next level, like a supercar or something, you know, I would take a look at Audi or something, because I know Audi's a little bit above VW, maybe Lamborghini's in that like just real high quality category, you know. But the car's fantastic, you know. It's just I don't like it for whatever reason, you know. It's like maybe you're dating a really hot girl and she's like smart and funny and she's got a good job or something, but just something doesn't click, you know, and you're like, yeah, you know, this was great, but I'm just not into it. That's kind of how I feel with this car. I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. Okay, so quick update. I'm about 25 minutes away, and just in Florida fashion, it looks like I'm driving straight into a massive thunderstorm. I've just been watching lightning all across the horizon here. Hopefully the weather is not too bad when we arrive, but it's not looking good. I literally cannot see anything. Unbelievable. What is the timing of this? I'm like less than 10 minutes away and just insane downpour. So, you know, this being Florida probably means that as soon as we arrive, it'll be like nice and sunny. Holy cow, massive lightning. Just right over here. All right, here we go, right on time. Fort Myers Mazda. Little Shelby here in the parking lot. Another Mustang. All right, let's see how this goes. You know, part of me thinks I'm gonna kind of miss this car just because of how good it is at everything. But honestly, like I was talking about, I just don't really like the car that much. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really good at pretty much everything. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. The deal is done. The Golf R is no longer in my name, in my possession. Shout out to the guys here at Mazda down in Fort Myers. Actually pretty smooth, easy transaction. And let's go check out the car that I'm driving now. That's right, we've got the Rivian R1T. Super pumped about this. I want to talk more about it, but I've got to get on the road because I am 5 hours away from home. I don't have enough charge to get home, and it is getting pretty late, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do tonight, but we got the R1T. Okay, so remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that it was about 305 miles down to where I was going to pick up the truck. Well, the Rivian doesn't really have that much range, and unfortunately the dealership didn't have it fully charged, so I've got to make 2 stops. Hopefully they work. I don't know. I know the Tesla charging network pretty well. I mean, this has got me getting home at 2 a.m. with 2 stops, close to about 40 minutes each. So this is gonna be a long night. Check out this sunset behind me. All right, we found a charger. Actually, the truck found it. You know, you just plug in your address and it routed the thing, and it took us here to our first stop, which is still down in South Florida, at an Electrify America charger. Now this one is actually charging pretty fast. I expect this to only last, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, and we should have enough juice to get back on the road heading north. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit more confident than I was before. Hopefully the second charger is another one of these things that works. And I don't even have the app yet for this truck, so I just use Apple Pay on the thing and whatever. So we're here. Okay, so you can see the sun has gone down. I've been here I guess maybe about 25 minutes or so, just trying to get used to the truck and the app and everything like that. So I think I'm good. I have enough juice now to get to the next charging station, so I'll unplug. This was 30 bucks. It got me about 200 miles of range or so. But then this VW van pulled up and started charging. I've never seen one of these, nor have I ever even actually heard of it. You know, funny story, actually, VW just put, I think, about $5 billion worth into Rivian. So just interesting, you know, and I just sold a VW, so kind of funny. Anyways, I'm going to stop charging and try to make it to the next place. Okay, well, we're at another charging station. I did have a little bit of a close call. Let me show you. Charger number 1, unavailable. Oh, and it's also raining. This charger didn't work, but this charger is working, I think. Yeah, green, so it's charging. Let me just make sure. This should be the last charger. Oh, you can see it's real foggy out here. This should be the last charger I have to use before I can make it home. And looks like we'll have to be here, I don't know, probably about 30 minutes. So not the best, but truck is doing great. I mean, this thing is this thing is really nice. I can't wait to do like really get to know it and show you guys exactly what all is with this truck. Okay, so 141 miles to go. We've got plenty of range now after $46. I will say, so far gasoline would have been cheaper. Next stop, home. I should be able to make it no problem. Yeah, this has definitely been an adventure. I will say it is nice to have the 360 camera back. I have missed that since I got out of the Raptor. This is a crazy feature. I wish every car had that. Whew. 2:05 in the morning. I'll tell you what, besides you know, waking up with the baby, I have not been up this late in a long time, let alone drive 11 hours. Wow, let's see if I can get this truck charging. Ladies and gentlemen, we are charging. Oh, wow, what a long day. Okay, let's get everything unpacked and get to bed. So the next video, I will give you guys a full walk around of the Rivian R1T, and I've already got quite a bit of thoughts on it, and actually I think this truck is gonna have to go in for service soon. More on that in the next video.